Kingdom prepared, people. Wait on us to get ourselves together. Second Ezra 8 and 51. But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. Telling Ezra, seek out those that be like him. Because why he saying this? Verse 48. Second Ezra 8:48. In this also thou art marvelous before the Most High. This is marvelous before the Most High, people. In that thou hast humbled thyself. First and foremost, you got to humble yourself. This marvelous before the Most High. So you got a problem with what I'm telling you? The formula that works in the eyes of the Most High? You got to take it up with the Most High. And you know it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Most High. He said, I will melt you. But this is marvelous in the eyes of the Most High. For all you prideful suckers out there, listen what he say. In this also thou art marvelous before the Most High, in that thou hast humbled thyself, and it as it becometh thee, and hast not judged thyself, not judged yourself, worthy to be much glorified among the righteous. Hear that? That's marvelous in the eyes of the Most High, that you don't think you are that. To glorify yourself among the righteous. Verse 51. Let's continue. Verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world. That's why you got to shorten the time. Because they have walked in great pride, which is contrary or opposite of humility. But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. So you got to seek out the glory of those that are humble, and those that have not included themselves as the righteous, counting themselves as one of the number, and going to fall in the end, because Mashiach said, he that exalted himself shall be what? Abased. You're going to be brought down. He that humbled himself shall be exalted. Here it is, right here. It's marvelous in the eyes of the Most High. But you're going to be marvelous in the eyes of man if you want to. Man going to lead you straight to hell. You be what he says. He that maketh man his arm shall what? Let's read it. Rather than me paraphrasing it wrong. Make a man his arm. Jeremiah 17. Hallelujah. And 5. Thus said the Most High, cursed be the man, Jeremiah 17 and 5. Thus said the Most High, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Most High. Your mind departed from the Most High, you're going to trust in man. You better trust in the word of the Most High. Take notes, study to show yourself approval to the Most High. Going back to 2nd Ezra 2 and 51. But understand thou for thyself. Understand this for yourself. And seek out the glory for such as be like thee. So we got to seek out the glory that the Most High is saying of those that be like Ezra, which he was marvelous in the eyes of the Most High, not calling himself as one of the righteous. For unto you is paradise open. See, it ain't open to everyone. The tree of life is planted. The time to come is prepared. Again, the time to come is prepared. My second shot said, go to John 14 chapter. The time to come is prepared. He told us this, John 14 and 1. He said, let not your heart be troubled. Do you believe in the Most High? Believe also in me. For in my Father's house are many mansions. See, in this Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. We done read it's already prepared. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. So going back to 2 Ezra 8 and 51. For unto you is paradise open, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared. See, plenteousness is made ready, a city is builded. We just read about, New Jerusalem, with the gates, the 12 gates and so forth. 3 gates on each direction, north, south, east, and west. And each gate for each tribe of the 12 tribes of Israel. Plenteousness is made ready. That means whatever you want, gonna be plenty of it. It's made ready. A city is builded, and rest is allowed. Yeah, perfect goodness, keeping of the laws of the Most High, following the Most High, and wisdom, proper application of knowledge. Say rest is allowed. So rest is not going to be allowed until one precept is Isaiah 14, 1-3. For the Most High will have mercy on Jacob, and yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them. These other nations, Most High going to set us in our own land. And these other nations going to be joined with us. And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. They're going to be cleaving to us. And the people shall take them. We're going to take these other nations and bring them to their place. We're going to bring them to the place that they're going to be in. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Most High for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. And they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Most High shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. That's when we're going to have rest. In the kingdom, when everybody else is, the other nations going to be laboring, the forces of the Gentiles will be brought to our gates, and we're going to carry the forces of the Gentiles into the gates of New Jerusalem. As they're going to be we're going to place them wherever it says that we're going to place them. They're going to be working in the kingdom for the children of Israel. Most High, Mashiach Rashai, and the children of Israel. Point blank. Going back to 2 Ezra 8 and 52. It's the kingdom. For unto you is paradise open. The tree of life is planted. The time to come is prepared. Plenteousness is made ready. A city is built, and rest is allowed. See, the city going to be built. We already read in Isaiah 60 and 10. Who's going to build the city? The nations, other nations outside the 12 tribes of Israel, going to build up our cities. And rest is allowed. When they service and handmaids, then rest is going to be allowed, because we're going to be able to enjoy the kingdom. Yeah, perfect goodness and wisdom. The root of evil is sealed up from you. So no more evil. All our people are going to be righteous. Weakness and the moth is hid from you. No more weakness, and the moth eating up our clothes is going to be hid from us. And corruption is fled into hell to be forgotten. You hear that? Well, we just read, we're not going to remember any of this of Jacob's trouble. Gonna be forgotten. Sorrows are past. No more crying. No more sadness. And in the end is showed the treasure of immortality, living forever and ever. Can't ask for more than that. Go back to Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and 22. And except those days should be shortened, the Most High ain't shorten these days, there should no flesh be saved. Should that be done hit the buttons of the nukes? And the things that they're dealing with, and the food is destroyed, the air is destroyed, the water is destroyed, people's minds destroyed, to do anything. Wickedness is at its highest peak. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. And if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Mashiach. He's over here. He's just with us. Or there. He's over there. Point the finger over there. What do you say? Believe it not. Don't believe him. For there shall arise false Mashiachim. They're going to arise false messiahs. For there shall arise false messiahs, and many false messiahs has come on this earth. And false prophets. And shall show great signs and wonders. They're going to show great signs and wonders. Like we read about in Matthew 7:24, where they're going to stand before him and say, we done this, we cast out devils in thy name and did many wonders in thy name. You're going to say, depart from you that work iniquity, I never knew you. He's telling you. And show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they should deceive the very elect. They should deceive the very elect. You hear that, elect? These wonders and signs, I've seen wonders and signs where the brothers I figured was part of the elect, they went following over here. A lot of you went over this way or that way, whatever. Just come over here, over there. Here's Mashiachim over here. Here he is over there. And you went following him. Taking your name out of the book of life. There's only one way. The Mashiach just told you in John the 14th chapter 6th verse, he's the way. But you don't believe him, you anti-Mashiach. You anti-Most High. First and foremost. Because you don't believe in him. He told you Most High sent him. So if Most High did an operation of sending his only begotten Son to deliver us and save us from our sins, wretched us, and you don't even want to accept it, and you're not doing nothing for you to deliver your nation of Israel, because you can't, because the Most High already said he's going to send a Mashiach Yahushua to judge and make war. What you think that is? Bring about salvation to the 12 tribes of Israel and to himself first and foremost. But he tells us in verse 24, there shall arise false Mashiachim and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So everybody's not going to be deceived. The elect not going to be deceived. But all you that's been deceived, you're not of the elect. Behold, I have told you before. He said, I told you before this happened. And it's happening all the time. You see it over and over again. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert. He's in the desert. He's in the desert. A desert, a deserted land, a land of desolation. He's in the desert. Go not forth, don't go forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers. Believe it not. Don't believe it. He's telling you. Don't believe it. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Let you know. It's coming from the east to the west. For whatsoever the carcass is, that's dead bodies, there will the eagles be gathered together. So where these dead bodies going to be lying on the ground, there will the eagles be gathered together. They're going to be gathered together. Looking at all these dead bodies. You know that the sign of the eagle is Edom. So immediately after the tribulation of those days, shall the sun be darkened from all the destruction. You ain't gonna be able to see the sun, but the soot and the smoke, the dark black smoke in the air. And the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven. It's talking about people dying as celebrities and so forth. Because the stars in the sky is never going to fall. You can look at a star from the time you born to the time you die, it's going to be right there. Or as long as you live. It's talking about celebrities and so forth. And the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. The leaders of the heavens, of these kingdoms of the earth, shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Don't worry. So you're going to see him. Let me show you. Revelation 1 and 7. Nobody going to miss this. Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he coming with clouds. Just like you said, they're going to see him coming in the clouds. Clouds are the chariots of the Most High. And every eye shall see him. He created everything, so believe you me. He can make sure that every eye going to see him. He made the atoms, the protons, the electrons. He going to dissolve them. So that every eye going to see him. Mashiach Yahushua, to the power of the Most High. And they also which pierced him. So all you that piercing him, to this day, you're going to see him too. And those Romans that put them stakes in his hands and his feet, they're going to be here to see him too. And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so. Hallelujah. So, going back to Matthew 24. Verse 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man, who is a Mashiach Yahushua in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of the trumpet. And they shall gather together his elect. They're going to gather together his elect. You hear that sound of the trumpet from the angels? They're going to gather together his elect from the four winds, which mean the four corners of the earth which we're scattered in. From one end of heaven, one end of the earth, to the other. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, you know that summer is nigh. You see that the signs of the fig tree happen, you know that summer is at hand. It's near. So likewise when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. You see all these things that he's saying? That's prophesied in this Bible, you know that it's near and it's at hand. And we near right now. Even at the doors. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Hear that? The generation that's seeing all these things not going to pass till all these things be fulfilled. It's going to be a generation that's going to see all these things fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of that day and hour, listen to this closely, Israel. See, but of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. So let you know, only the Most High knows this day that he's going to bring judgment upon this earth, righteousness on this earth. That day. Only the Father knows. So don't let no man tell you it's going to be on this day or that day. Only the Most High knows. Talking to the elect. So we're going to close with that. We give all praise and glory to the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. And with that, I'm out. Shalom.